name is Kathy Wilbur. I am the Chief Information Officer for Toshiba America Information Systems. I have been with Toshiba for a little over 21 years.
I'm Paul Collas. I'm the Director of Marketing at Toshiba's Digital Product Division. I'm responsible for Toshiba's direct sales team. That includes the online e-commerce store. And I've been in Toshiba now for almost 6 years.
We were coming from a very antiquated site, so we originally implemented back in 1999 our original Toshiba Direct site, and we were really looking for increased capabilities. We wanted to make sure that we had an advanced storefront, that we had optimized merchandising capabilities. We also wanted to have personalization as part of our new site. And we were taking on another big initiative to insource our back-end ERP and go forward with an Oracle integration on the back end. So a lot of overall goals, but I would say really replacement of that antiquated site. Well, out of the box capabilities, certainly we were looking for some of those key areas that I mentioned already. So that advanced storefront, the personalization, the optimized merchandising, those were some of the key features out of box. As far as some of the challenges, we also were taking on incorporating capabilities from a CRM perspective. So being able to have our customer service reps utilizing tools that were built on top of the ATG platform. So leveraging that technology and building customizations. Other key areas that would fall into the category of some of the difficulties that or challenges on the project would include B2B customers, so accommodating the requirements, the overall hierarchy of that particular out-of-box solution, being able to service a one-to-many relationship with regard to our B2B customers and multiple contacts or bill tos and ship tos within that organization. So those were some key areas, as well as build to order. So being able to custom configure laptops online and all of the integrations to be able to come up with new part number combinations based on a bill of materials. Advantages that we did have is by building these tools that we didn't have, that were outsourced for a very, very long time on top of the platform, the customer rep tool, CRM, being able to have that something that allowed us to now have the capability of having flexibility with regard to our call centers. So it actually resulted in about $1 million a year in savings by consolidating call centers.
A couple of years ago, we were challenged by our top management to look at ways to grow our online business. And within that context, we basically looked at possible scenarios to do that, one of which was to re-platform our current e-commerce platform and build a brand new site with brand new capabilities. Current site we have is a homegrown site. It was a great site. It actually helped us grow significantly over the last few years, or actually the last 10 years. But we also reached a point where we realized that if we really wanted to take the next step, we really needed to make an investment in our e-commerce platform. And so a little over 2 years ago, we started a RFP process, which ended up having actually 5 partners that ended up bidding. And we selected an Oracle commerce platform with AAXIS Commerce as the integrator. We were looking at a lot of different things that for what we wanted to put in place from a commerce platform perspective. Obviously, the most important thing was sort of a modernized site that enabled us to do what we thought was kind of get away from what we had today, which was a one-size-fit-all platform, our web store. The new platforms out there enabled us to look at ways that we can personalize the experience for our visitors, improve the performance of the site, therefore it just flowed more easily. Customers were able to take advantage of the different performance of the site in terms of being able to check out more quickly, and in essence really kind of put things in place that we didn't have, even from a promotional standpoint, being able to do different types of promotions to kind of really attract people both to the site as well helping them convert. When you kind of put it all together, in the RFP process, we had a huge matrix of different features that each platform have, as well as the different integrators and partners that we had do that for us. And sort of when you kind of looked at all the different features that the Oracle Commerce platform had, and then sort of the solution that AAXIS brought to the table in terms of integration, and the dollars and cents of it, the cost of the implementation, as well as the timeline. We kind of put it all down on paper. It became pretty clear as to the solution that we thought was the best fit for us, and again ended up being the Oracle Commerce, and with AAXIS helping us do the integration.
For BTO, B2B, and also for CRM, I think initially when we looked at the requirements, the level of complexity wasn't totally understood, and so we really had to go through rounds of iterative design and really proof of concept, and being able to eliminate those technical uncertainties and come up with solutions together. So we're really leaning on AAXIS and your architects to be able to come up with out-of-box ideas, how to leverage the platform where possible, but then where we needed to extend to accommodate those complex requirements.
As part of the some of the additional requirements that were very unique to us in terms of what we needed in the website was the customization elements around laptops, and that was something that was very unique to Toshiba. In fact, that we got a lot of great feedback from customers who visited the site who really enjoyed that capability. And that capability was built from the ground up, and it took us 10 years to actually get this thing working the way we wanted it. And one of the things that really kind of impressed us was the solution that was put on the table. With AAXIS, it was very focused on that customization requirement that we had in building out what we call our laptop configurator. And so what's really cool about that is that enabled our customers to come to the website and build a custom laptop specifically for their needs. And then we're talking about tens of thousands of configurations that customers can choose from, right? Depending on the type of laptop, to what type of processor, memory, hard drive, all these features. And it took us 10 years to build this thing, and with AAXIS's help, taking that knowledge and taking that capability and being able to now all of a sudden rebuild that on top of a new platform was pretty significant effort, and it was pretty impressive. And ultimately we launched our new website. We didn't miss a beat in regards to the customization elements of the laptops. Our customers were able to do exactly what they used to do before, and in fact, in some cases, actually do it even quicker than they had before because of the performance of the site. So in terms of the implementation, and one of the things that really kind of impressed us with AAXIS was when we first got into selection process, and we decided to move down the path of an Oracle and AAXIS implementation, was the engagement that we got from AAXIS in coming in and really kind of helping us define the scope of the work and the details required from a business standpoint. One of the challenges we faced was that we didn't have a lot of resources, and so it was very important for a partner to understand that and come in and work very closely with the people that were available to really kind of extract the information of what was required. What do we need on the website from a business standpoint? What are the key things that you absolutely need to have to make sure that you're driving the business and you're providing the right customer experience for visitors to the site.
I think the key value that AAXIS brought to the table is really understanding the ATG framework overall. Having that in-depth understanding was very, very important. I think also coming to the table with the Commerce Advantage, where we weren't dealing with just a raw tool set, but basically had the framework there to be able to leverage and then move forward with only those areas that required customization or were very specific to Toshiba. So I think those were the core areas where we really saw the value in bringing in AAXIS as an implementation partner. I was very impressed by the fact that we had a very tight-knit contract. It was fixed bid, and there were some unexpected surprises, obviously, from the level of complexity with some of the customizations, and that AAXIS was clear in honoring their contract, making sure that the resources were made available, and even though that on-site presence was much more significant than originally anticipated, not only honored the contract, but made sure that key individuals were made available throughout the engagement, all the way through successful launch. So I think that also is very important.
Certainly the personalization aspects was very important to us. And again, in that element of, one size does not fit all in today's e-commerce market, right? Meaning people are coming to a site looking something very unique to what they want to purchase. It may be very different than the person that is visiting at the same time. And so the ability for ATG platform to actually take advantage of that and understand what the customer is doing on the site and try to build a profile for them to offer up solutions that would be much more interesting to them, not only from an information standpoint, but ultimately if we want to get them to convert, right? We want to provide them information that is more easily attainable, so when they go through the buying process, they're getting what they're looking for sooner, and as a result, they're going through that checkout process much quicker because they're coming in, they're finding what they want, and then they're basically converting. Yeah, the solution that we put in place again was not just about a web store. It was a whole lot of other integration effort that was required. That was pretty significant. As I mentioned that we had a finance payment gateway element to this, but we also actually, with AAXIS's help, we built a ground-up customer service tool that enabled our customers, or I should say our employees, to support customers that came in, to be able to track all the transactions that we did with that particular customer, both from a customer service standpoint, from a sales standpoint, as well as even from a financial transactional standpoint. That was built to be fully integrated with the website that we had, public website. So if a customer came in and wanted to do a custom configuration, well, it was great because our salespeople could literally sit with them and walk them through that process. At the same time they were looking at the customization on the website, public website, our salespeople were able to impersonate that visit and actually provide them the assistance they needed in order to answer any questions and ultimately help them purchase the laptop. And so that was again, that was not something that we had in place beforehand. This was something that was built completely from the ground up, that needed to sort of tie into our public website, but also capture all the customer service and sales elements related to our business. And that included not only consumers, but also our business-to-business customers. We have a business segment, or should I say we have a customer segment that we're also addressing, which is non-consumer. That would be small businesses, medium-sized businesses, education, government, resellers. And the tool that was set up that was built by AAXIS enabled us to create custom quotes for these customers. We're able to process all the different payment types, including Net 30. And so it was a tool that we were able to use across different segments, with wide-ranging customer requirements. We were able to basically meet their needs with the specific tool. But then we also came to very quickly realize that AAXIS was actually more than capable of not only building out the back end and helping us launch a new site, but they also brought to us services to help us run the site and actually figure out how we could take advantage of that. And so we very quickly started working with them and defining a scope of work that was related to the success of the site after we launched. And that included doing an analysis of the site in terms of the traffic, the customers that are coming in. Most importantly, personalization was something that we had no experience with, which they did a great job of doing analysis of the visitors that we had coming into the site and the older site, and actually sitting down with us and figuring out what type of customer profiles we can build, and then based on those customer profiles, then actually sitting down, figuring out how do we treat them differently when they come into the site. And then take it in one step further, which is great. Now we built the profiles, then how do we actually set up the system to take advantage of those profiles? And so it was almost sort of a soup to nuts type of a solution for us, that they were able to build out the site with all these different capabilities, but even more importantly, when the time came for us to take advantage of those capabilities, was to kind of sit down and put together a marketing strategy of how we could use the site. And then not only that, but how do you actually implement what you want to do, right? Which involved literally going into the site, into the business control center, and figuring out how to set up segments and actually put content that's very specific to a customer visiting us, and kind of really kind of help put the sort of all the final pieces together of the puzzle that we had in regards to taking advantage of the platform that we launched. You know, there were certain times in the milestones that we were trying to hit and to maintain our schedule, was that we sort of, as we were falling behind, it became evident that we really kind of needed to do an extra push to kind of get the schedule back on track. And you know, we found that AAXIS was pretty flexible in regards to doing whatever it takes. One of which was ended up flying several team members from very far away to on-site, so the team could actually sit and troubleshoot some of the issues that we were facing, but actually troubleshoot those real time. And that really helped us get back on schedule, and actually helped to build a better team, sort of a team spirit as well, because then ultimately people knew each other, and so when we were looking at working through the different issues, there was a good relationship that was built between the AAXIS team members as well as the internal project managers and the different people that were involved on our site. The digital marketing capabilities that AAXIS brought to the table, they really worked with us to kind of lay out a strategy of almost what we consider sort of a crawl, walk, and run strategy. And what that really kind of entailed was, when you look at all the different capabilities the site has, well, all the different marketing initiatives that we could put together, was sort of laying out a roadmap of things that they would help us with in terms of building digital marketing capabilities on the website. So we talked a little bit about the personalization elements that they really kind of help us set, which was pretty unique, and we've never really done that before, and they brought a very controlled approach to it and really kind of helped us understand how to do that. But they also were looking at the A/B testing platform, bringing that in and really kind of doing some new things there, which we had never done before. And so they were very instrumental in helping us in the process of selection of a third-party vendor to help us do that. They were also very important in looking at ways that we can optimize our site. They did a great analysis of the site as it relates to where we potentially saw some customers get kind of dropping off the site, and where there's some pages that we need to look at in terms of optimization. And so they help us identify some, I guess, low-hanging fruit for us to improve our website performance. I think ultimately the thing that I think really kind of set AAXIS apart from some of the other partners that we've worked with was that not only were they involved in obviously the implementation elements of our business, but it was really kind of going to that next step of really understanding what our business was, understanding what our challenges were in our business, and really sort of taking ownership of how can we help you perform better, which I think was very very unique. That ultimately, their success was also built upon how successful we were going to be. And so they were beyond just an integrator. They were kind of a business partner for us, and they help us not only from making sure that the site that we built was going to achieve the financial goals that we had, but also helping us and sort of build a strategy roadmap that said, look, we have this great new platform. Here are all the different things that we can do with this platform. Obviously over time, because we can't do everything at once. But they really kind of acted as a real strategic partner for us. It was beyond just an integration effort. It was really a business and strategic partnership that we had, that they would help us, build our business beyond just being able to convert the cart, but what other things can we do to drive customers to the site and really kind of give them the right experience.